white. Yeah. Yeah.
God bless. I'm good luck then. Yeah.
Good day.
I've got. I'd like to discuss.
Well, we can try it.
Is this
A nice... Aye.
Huh.
Don't you feel...
I've got something that needs
All right, I can't have you walking... Oh, Henry of Scad...
Wouldn't you like to take a...
I'd love to.
listen, Teresa.
What is it?
No.
Here we are. Thanks for stopping by, Henry.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Ah, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Sir Radzig.
It came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur. That King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed, but to surrender it means giving up great privileges, too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergolf, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Berghoff is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghoff, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. and there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghoff know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like Skalitz? We have to put a stop to this senseless war.
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Bergov at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghoff would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Kuttenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here. Join our side,
But we have to ask in a way that won't leave Sir Capen being run out.
How about writing that you're concerned about current events and that you want to see things settled peacefully? And then ask
Good day.
What do you
Honestly, lad, I wouldn't trust a word he says.
And who is this?
He spent 20 years wrangling over Moravia with his brother, Prokop. Then they... When Wenceslas... But this isn't...
Good. That was...
You're welcome. Bear up, and take care of yourself. Take care. So, what do you think of Margrave
What is their stance on my... that is, the initiatives of Margrave Jobst of Moravia, and a large part of...
It's never wise to trust a man who turns his coat.
or support their efforts.
read my thoughts.
So, it look...
Yes.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are...
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Berghoff tells you is one thing, but what you...
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just hand over the letter, hear out his reply, and return.
Yes.
Very well. Berghoff is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the... It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough.
I'm getting a bit lost in the Luxembourg lineage.
The Luxembourgs have ruled the Empire and Bohemia for almost 100 years now. Emperor Charles brought this land to prominence. When he was in power, Wenceslas and Sigismund are his sons, but by different mothers. Jobst and Prokop are their cousins. But instead, they've been in a bitter armed feud for years, and now Sigismund's... Wenceslas also had another brother, the youngest, John of Görlitz, who was most probably poisoned. They seem like a hot-blooded lot. It's hard to keep up.
Who is he?
The cousin of King Wenceslas. He's the Margrave of Moray. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his... I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. But he really is the leader of the resistance against Sigismund these days.
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslas.
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. But he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it... You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king.
The League of Lords and that Berghoff were off to...
The lords of the powerful houses. Heinrich of Rosenberg, Otto of Berghoff, Heinrich of Radetz, and others. They're unhappy with the way their influence declined after Wenceslas surrounded him. They abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, but now it seems that Sigismund's behavior is starting to rub them up the wrong way. So they may well be thinking twice.
I don't know.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, and now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt.
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince-Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince-Elector?
The Prince-Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Rupert took the title for himself with the help of 3 other Prince-Electors, even though Wenceslas had already been appointed. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome to be crowned emperor, it turned into a fiasco. Now he's doing his utmost to get Wenceslas to acknowledge him, but so far without success. So, now we have 2 kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with...
That young man...
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family, with estates in Austria and Moravia. So, since the king's being held captive in Vienna, I suppose it makes sense to have a powerful Austrian house as allies.
That's about all.
Very well.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Blood will be spilt. You'll get what for. You're dead.
You call that combat?
Take that. Yeah.
There's another unpleasant matter for you to handle.
Nothing too terrible, I hope.
That's for you to decide, Master Bailiff. As you know, the woods and everything in them belong...
Let me guess. Some of our fold are putting game on their tables from our woods.
Just so. A case like this ought to be judged by his lordship himself.
So what are my options?
You can hand the poachers over to justice, let them off with a warning, or, of course, one can all... What's your decision?
We'll confiscate the poached game and put the fear of God into the culprit so they don't do it again. No point in carrying it any higher. We should keep our own affairs in order.
A wise decision, Henry.
I want to build something.
Certainly.
I'd like to build the...
Very well. So they don't bot...
We're going to build here?
Yes.
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again that we... We've still got the means.
I want to build some.
Certainly.
Nah, I'd rather... I want to build... That rickety old...
Very well. So they don't...
We're gonna build here?
Indeed.
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again that we have everything. We've got what we need.
I want to build... Trade is...
Very well. So they don't...
We're gonna build here?
Yes.
I'm ready.
I'll just quick... We've still got the meat.
Yeah. want to build...
Certainly.
Let's start...
Right.
We're going to build here?
Indeed.
I'm ready.
I'll just...
I want to build...
Certainly.
With all the wood...
Good. Ugh.
We're going to build...
Indeed.
I'm ready.
All good.
Yeah.
God's sake.
I'm here at the behest of Sir Divish. I'm looking for the overseer of this quarry.
Aye, that's...
Sir Divish has decided to rebuild Primislavitz, and he's entrusted me to take charge.
Aha, so it's you.
Well, we've started with the reconstruction work.
You need stone?
Exactly. And for repairing the...
Well now, you're really not... The thing is, though, we're already working flat out supplying stone for the monastery. I can't cut back on their supplies.
But I really need that.
Well, I suppose I could try and hire a few more... But we can't transport it. Even Sasau sends their own...
I've got my own merchant. He'll take care of it with...
Splendid!
The stone is for... It's for a village he wants to rebuild. I doubt he'd take it well that the overseer of his own quarry...
Well...
No, that's still too...
But I can't sell my stone any... If you won't accept the...
All right.
Excellent. We'll start sending the stone as soon as you're... See you later.